Hello everybody, welcome to another charting session here on the channel. Today is February 28th, 2024, and I'll be going over most of yesterday's action and today's action. So, yesterday I did not do a charting session and I did not take a trade, and I'm going to explain why. And then today I lost 3 trades and I won 0, and I'm also going to explain why as well. So, first of all, let's start off by looking at the 4-hour, right? So what I wanted to see today is my initial bias for today was that I wanted to see a move down to this fair value gap to at least discount, but I want to see where we reject off of. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to point out. Now, if we go to the 4-hour, if we look right here, if we actually look at the 1 hour, right? Yesterday's action, Monday or Tuesday. Yes, so Monday and Tuesday this week. But Monday was sort of okay because it was kind of in this initial range, but I'll explain a little bit further in a second. So looking at this right here, starting off on Tuesday, yesterday, we had just accumulated. Okay, this was just accumulation. And we know that because we had a low put in on Sunday, right? A low put in on Sunday and a high put in on Friday. Right, here's the high, here's the low. So this was the initial range. We came up, we did not break this high. We came down, we did not tap here, right? Then we came back up, we did not break this high again. We came down, we broke this low, okay? And this was during the night session, or this was during the afternoon session of Tuesday. And this is actually where I took my, no, I didn't take a trade, but this is a trade that you could have done on Tuesday. So this is really the only good setup. You had the range tapped into, you can see rejection off, we came up higher, and this might have created soup. Let's just check. This is the 1 minute. So what time was this? Okay, it was right here. So on ES, I don't think any level was swept, but is there an SMT? No, there's not. Okay. Well, anyways, we had this sweep and you had to pull back to this fair value gap. So this could be your first entry after seeing this strong displacement up, right? Usually when you have external swept and a strong displacement up, usually that is the move to spark higher, to start seeing an uptrend. So you could have taken this to go higher. Then once this sweeps this high, you could look to see another fair value gap. So here could be your second entry, and put your stop at the low of this candle. Probably have a little bit looser stop, and you'd see up movement here. Right, you can also see we had a strong displacement above this high, and on a higher time frame like the 5 minute, this could spark that move. So you would usually want to retrace, but there was no retrace here. It just came straight up, and it did not break all these highs. So it broke this one, but it left these relative equal highs untouched, and we have these highs here, and then we sold off. And all of this is engineered buy side, right? Because it's not been taken, and it doesn't respect any PD arrays. It just goes up, almost takes a high, and then comes back down. Okay, so that was that action, and I did not trade any of it. Okay, now today, as of the overnight session, we swept this low, and then I saw this displacement back up. Okay, and we also swept this low down here, right here. And so then we had this strong displacement up. Look, right afterwards, we wicked this multiple times. We wicked it. So this shows clearly that we're probably going to want to start heading higher. All right. That is what I thought for this morning, and that's what we did. We went higher, and we came back down, and this is where I started looking at the market right here. So my bias, I was noticing that we had that, expansion move higher, but also on a higher time frame, like the 1 hour, I wanted us to retrace down to a lower level. And at the time we were not in this fair value gap, but we did just tap it at around 4 o'clock. So going down to the 1 minute here, I'm going to explain each trade I took. So first of all, we had this expansion move up, sort of going down. We were super choppy. So keep this in mind. We were super choppy. Usually if action looks like this throughout the morning, you're not going to want to trade it because just look at this. Okay? But I was also thinking in my mind, well, we're creating buy side, right? And a lot of engineered buy side. So the first trade I took was right here. And I took this because we had been chopping, then we had a massive sell-off. This was market open, the sell-off. We tapped into this 5 minute from before that I wanted to see us tap into, which was also in discount of this range. And we did tap golden ratio right here. We also tapped OTE. Okay, so that's what made me think we were going to go higher. So right here, we were also respecting this 1 minute and sold off. Now, this is a good setup. This is a beautiful setup. The only problem with this is that we're so choppy. Okay, and yeah, we could be generating buy side, but it's choppy, right? If we're going to generate buy side, it may be like moves down, right? But this is move down, right? Took out this liquidity, move up, move down, move up, move down, took this liquidity. So super choppy. And then here on the 1 minute, I took this entry and I got stopped out right away. Okay, so right here. Okay, and then and that is upsetting because all of these did wick the 1 minute, showing that we're going to go higher. And then right as I took my entry, it got stopped out. So big move down. And then we were going back up and I was thinking, well, maybe this is just this sweep. Okay, we wanted to sweep this low one more time. Right after external swept, we want to sweep internal. So right here's the internal sweep, and we get this 3 drive pattern. We have 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive. We go up, strong displacement up after that. I want to see us tap into this fair value gap / breaker. So I take my first entry, or I take two micros, and I divide them into 1 micro trades each. So my first trade, I came down when we were holding this 5 minute, and I took my first trade whenever I saw this sweep, tap at this breaker, and then we went higher. And I took my trade around here once I saw that rejection, and then we ended up selling off, and I put another contract somewhere down here, and then they averaged out to right here. And then I got stopped by just a couple ticks, and then we went higher. So my bias was correct. It's just my stop was not far down enough, and I'm going to explain that just a little later. Let me go on to my second trade. So that was my third trade, first trade, third trade. My second trade was on ES. So looking here on ES, this one was super annoying, right? But it happens. So looking at this, we had this SMT, we had this higher time frame SMT right here. If you look at that and then you look at this, right here is the SMT, and is a bullish SMT. So ES, this is a perfect model. We had this SMT created. I think we also had it initially right here when I took this trade. So here, and that, yeah, that connects to about, yeah, right here. Let's see, hold on. This is the 5 minute. Let me go to the 1 minute. All right. Yep, this is where it was. So at the time we had this SMT created, and I decided, all right, well, we had a massive displacement up, right after the SMT was created, came back down. I took my entry in this 1 minute and ended up getting stopped by the tick. Look at the side here. My stop was put at 0.75. It was stopped at 0.5. That's where it went to. So got ticked out, and once again, it went right up in my favor and ended up actually going all the way here. right? And I would have trailed. I would have taken a TP probably somewhere around here, and I would have kept trailing my stop. I would have banked on this trade. But no, because I got ticked out, right? So that's those two trades, especially my second and third trade, were really, really frustrating. But here's something I learned, okay? On days that we are chopping, right? On these kind of days, this kind of more like weeks, it's usually like a week we'll chop for. On this type of week, this is a rule I want to set for myself, and it's a learning experience. So this is going to teach me that, one, I want to see the rejection first, which I usually do. I just put it in here because it's turtle soup. But here's the 1 minute, and we came up, but then we came back down, right? But especially for this trade. So as you know, I put my first entry in the 5 minute for value gap, or no, I put it after we saw the sweep, and then it went higher, and also holding this 5 minute. But then I also put my entry at this breaker, okay? And those averaged out, we were right here. What I think I should do in the future, on days that we're choppy, I should set my limits sort of like this. Instead of this trade right here, I should put my first entry at this breaker because it's lower down, and my second entry maybe at this inverse. And if I would have done this, I could put my stop looser, right? This was the exact same stop. This is the exact same stop as before, but I could make it a little better by getting these entries right here. And this would allow me to not get stopped, essentially, right? So that's something I could have done. And then same thing here, honestly. If I would have instead taken this off of maybe a 15-second, because there's definitely 15 seconds inside of here. If I took it at a 15-second somewhere OTE, let's say I took my entry like down here, I could put my stop a couple of ticks after. Usually it's like a point after. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I could put my stop there, and then right here, I would have banked, okay? So that is something I'm going to definitely keep in mind going into my next days. But yeah, and then after that, again, just sort of choppy. We hit this 1 hour right here. It was only 1 hour created in this move. So this is the one that got respected, and we came down and we just swept sell side. So let's talk about what I'm looking in for the night session. So there's two things that can happen, right? One is that and if I look at this 4 hour, you can see here's the 4 hour. One is either that we reject this 4 hour, and in the overnight session, we kind of just keep going higher. And if we keep going higher, we break above maybe these right here, we could see us head up to these buy sides. If we break through this 4 hour gap, 4 hour for value gap, so let's say we come up to like right here, and then we go lower and we break through this, then my bias will switch to bearish, because I want to see us head lower down into these discounted PD arrays. All right, so that is what I'm going to look for tomorrow, and I'm going to keep this rule with myself. If we show displacement up, and especially if we break this high, but if we break these highs in the overnight session, let's say we're right here and we get a pump up, I do expect us to probably take out these, probably not this one maybe, but take out these. So I'll try to catch a long. And if we go down here, I'm going to try to catch shorts. Okay, unless I see a rejection of a PD rate on here, then I'll try to go long. Okay, and for ES right here, I really do want to see us tap this breaker or this 1 hour, right, 4 hour. So that is something I really hope to see. Maybe we may tap this 4 hour that's in discount. We'll just see wherever we reject off of. But if we do come down here, we're most likely going to come down on NQ as well. So we may tap some sort of fair value gap in here. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But that is all I have for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed this charting session, and I will see you all in the next one.